All right, let's take a look at TQA Cloud, and in specific, we're going to look at our nonconformance reports and our corrective action reports. So we'll start here with our nonconformance reports. Folks often ask, really, kind of what's the difference? And the way that we define it is an NCR is effectively a broke report. Something did not go according to plan. It did not meet the compliance requirements, the customer requirements, the specifications. Something about it wasn't right. We don't necessarily intend to perform any preventative measures or detailed risk analysis. We just need that data point that something occurred. So we need a very quick and easy form to get that data point. So that's precisely what these tools have been developed to be. So we'll go ahead and open up one of these nonconformance reports here. And as you can see, it comes up with just a blank form. So we'll go to our NCR info, and this shows all the pertinent information. So let's go ahead and click the edit button. And from here, we can actually change some of the values. So perhaps I will change the responsible person. Maybe it's reassigned. And I want to note that once reassigned, an automated email will be sent to this person to inform them that they are now the responsible person for this nonconformance report. And it will, of course, take them with a hyperlink to that specific item. We can, of course, change the department, the job number. So you have an ERP with a data connector available. We can actually connect to that ERP, and we can pull down a drop-down list of those job numbers so that you don't even have to type it in there. Identify the origin. So this one came from an internal audit. We identified that there was no LCD display, that the unit will not power on. Well, let's see what we're going to do about it. So we'll come over here, and we'll identify through a defect code. And just for demonstration's sake, I'll change the code here. And we'll say that this was an audit for tier 1, and then automatically the tier 2s cascade as a result. And so we'll say here perhaps incomplete documentation, identify what we did to correct it, and in this case we'll say that we just reworked the item. The date completed, we'll give this a little more up-to-date date on here. Move to the sign-off phase where we are able to sign off on the report as to who completed the report. Attach any additional notes that we might need or any file attachments that we might need here, and any final comments that we need, and simply save the report. And just like that, we've got a nonconformance report entered. Want to note that this is available on any mobile device and works extremely well on nearly all modern smartphones. So if you're on the production floor and you need to get information entered very quickly about defects and problems you're finding, you can easily create a new report, attach as many attachments as you need for evidence, and move forward. And of course, once that responsible party is identified and who it is issued by identified, an email is automatically generated to that person to inform them that they have the need to take a look at this. So we'll move on from here, take a look at our corrective action reports. Very, very similar to our nonconformance reports. In fact, the root of almost all corrective actions is a nonconformance. So we'll open up one of these in our corrective action information here. We'll click the edit button, and you'll see this is really quite similar. We've got a little bit of additional information here, though. We can identify the risk. So for this, say, well, the risk of the severity is 5, and impact is a 7, and the detection, well, it's a little hard to detect, so we'll give this 5. And bear in mind that there is a matrix available to show exactly what these numbers represent. But for demonstration's sake, we'll just kind of run with it, a little ad lib here. And again, all of this operates exactly the same as it operated in our nonconformance report. So we'll move to our corrective action phase here. Slightly different than the correction of the nonconformance report. Again, we have the same tiered codes here. The option for a correction date, the correction codes, and the preventative actions taken. And here, a necessary and vital piece for our risk-based thinking, we want to ensure that the risk post-mitigation is less than the risk pre-mitigation. Otherwise, our corrective action really didn't do that much after all. Again, we'll move off to the sign-off phase, very similar to the nonconformance report, but here a slight difference if we need to verify the effectiveness of the fix. And as always, we have the option to attach additional files to it. And so just like that, folks, we have an incredibly simple, fast to complete, easy to use nonconformance and corrective action report forms. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, our company, we record more data than that. We've got additional data points that we need. Will the solution work for what we need? And the answer is absolutely yes. With every single deployment of TQA Cloud, we ensure that there's so much time dedicated to additional customization before the final implementation. So if you have those additional data points that you collect, you need to monitor and report on, we can go ahead and get those added into the standard report, test it out with you to ensure it meets your requirements, and then roll forward with a completed product. In addition, we'll record videos similar to this for your folks later on down the road to reference if they have any questions about how it might function, and with the support plan that comes with TQA Cloud. If anyone ever needs any additional assistance or perhaps additional customization in the future, we'll be here for you to make sure that the system can grow and continually improve just like your company does.